Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is Guitar Beginners Lesson 2. If you missed Lesson 1 and you don't know the Lesson 1, please go back to Lesson 1. Check out the content there. If you already know that stuff, then you're ready for Lesson 2. What are we talking about today? We're learning what a musical form is, meaning how a song is built, and we're learning the standard blues form, which is like the grandmother or grandfather of any musical form. And we're also learning a first steps into solo guitar. If you want to, you know, in the future want to play any kind of little solos, then we're gonna learn the first steps to get your fingers under control, and and the concept, also the first basic concept of soloing. So let's get started. What is a form? Form is, when you play music, it's like when you read a book. You start from the left, read to the right, then you go to the next line. That's how you read a musical piece. And there you have these units, which is called bars, and in most cases a bar is 4 beats. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be 1 bar. And this is a unit, and there is 1 line, and then that's a bar, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now a bar is finished. You check what is played in this bar, and then you play that bar, and then you go to the next bar. A form is, in fact, a combination of different bars with different chords. In this case, we are checking out the so-called blues form, the standard blues form, which is a form with 12 bars, so with 12 units. And in there, in the first 4 bars, we have 1 chord, in this case A. The chord is called A, or A7. And then we have 2 bars of D, 2 bars again of A, then 1 bar E, 1 bar D, 1 bar A, 1 bar E. And that's 12 bars. So how does this gonna sound now? I created a little track here. We're just gonna count it through. The most important thing is that you learn to keep the orientation inside a form. For a really guitar beginner, that's not so easy as it might seem. So you first focus on staying inside the form. So if you have a track here, you hear the drum. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it starts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you heard that something changed because 4 bars were over. We have 4 bars of A, and then it goes to 2 bars of D, then it goes to 2 bars of A again, 1 bar of E, and 1 bar of D, 1 bar A, 1 bar of E. You need to know that thing by heart. It's really simple. 4, 2, 2. And then the last line, if you put 4 bars on one line, the first line is just 4 bars with 1 chord. The second line is 2 chords, each 2, and the last line is 1 chord each bar. So it's 4, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's the standard blues form. Now I'm going to show you the chords and how you play it together with a drum track or with the backing track, or you just count. The first thing you need to do when you play a chord, you start counting with your foot. 1, 2, 3. You don't see my foot, and then you play the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So you play the chord. In this case, we just play a chord and hold it for 4 beats, and then a bar is finished. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the bar is finished. When we play 4 bars, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it would change to 2 bars of D. 1, 2, 3. now the whole form is finished, and then you go back to the beginning and start it all over again. That's how a form works. You have a defined form, and that one is repeated all the time. That's what we have called form. All right, I want to show you now the chords which are played. And since now the focus is on keeping the form, we keep the chords really simple, that you have enough time to focus everything. And it's really crucial that you start counting within while you play, that you not just play somehow and that, okay, you count, that you exactly know where you have to change the chord. The other thing is that you sync yourself with a backing track or a metronome, but backing track is a little bit cooler to do. So you pick up the beat, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in this case we have 2 bars intro, drum intro. I made 2 bars that you guys have enough time to adapt and to count, and then you start with the form. So 2 bars intro drums, then the form starts, and then it repeats all the time. Okay, so now let's check out the chords. Now let's check out the chords. So as I said, as a standard blues form, we're playing the most simple chords you can play. We play an A5, and these are so-called power chords. You just A5, you just press here the D string, the 3rd string, in the 2nd fret, and you play the open A string and the one which you press. Just these 2 strings, okay? It's really simple and easy to grab. The bigger problem probably is that you hit the correct strings, but you will get used to it. The D is really simple. You just move down here, and then you play the D and the G string together. And the E is the same thing. You just move up here, and it's 3 times the same chord. You just move it through the strings. And the main problem probably is that you hit the right strings here. So you have A, D, and E. Now, you need to learn to play these chords, count, hear how many bars you played, and to change the chord on time. That's quite a task for a beginner, but that's how it is. You need to learn that stuff. So let's go through this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A for 4 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 2 bars of D. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 2 bars of A. 1, 1 bar each, E, E, D, 4, 1, A, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, E, E, 2, 3, 4. Now the whole thing starts from the beginning. So now it would again come 4 bars of A. So if you were able to do this, then you've already learned a lot. That's the bigger part of music. Playing the form, staying in timing, and playing the right chord at the right spot. That's what it's about, to play a form. Now we make a little more complex thing. Now we make a 2-bar rhythm pattern. So the rhythm pattern before was just 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we do like this. We play 1 bar, we just hold it for 4 beats, and the 2nd bar we just play each of the quarter notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that was a 2-bar rhythm pattern. Then it repeats again. So then again comes a 1 with 4 beats and 1 with 4, where you play each quarter note. On the first line, it's really simple because it's the same chord all the time, no problem. Because as it is a 2-bar pattern now. Second line is also no problem because we have 2 bars D, so it matches inside the D. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 bars A. Same thing here. The last line is a little bit tricky, but it's part of the exercise. We have 1 bar E, so the first part of the 2 bar pattern is E. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then comes the D with the second part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then comes A with the first part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's quite a task for a beginner because you always need to know where you are and what you're doing. That's why the chords are really simple, okay? Now let's play it with this 2 bar pattern. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Now comes the tricky part. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then it starts all over again. So that was the form played with a 2 bar rhythm pattern, okay? Now the next step to make it more hard would be we playing harder chords. These were the most easy chords you can play. Now we want to have the harder chords, but I selected selection of chords which are still quite easy. So I replaced the A, which was like this, with this one here. So you press here second fret on the D string and on the B string. Now the trick would be to press it so nicely that also the string in between sounds. That takes a little bit practice. Now the same thing, the D, you just move it up here. This creates a D6. It's not exactly the same chord, but it works. We really still try to keep it as simple as possible, but made the task a little bit harder, okay? That will be the D, and the E would be nearly as that one, but when you do the E, it has to be like this. Here, second fret, first fret. So now replace the chords from before with the new chords, and you play the 2 bar pattern, which we learned just before. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yo. So that would be, if you can manage to do this properly. I made a little mistake. If you noticed where, then you already learned more than you thought. Good. So that will be the first thing, just to play a form with different rhythm patterns, with different chords, just to keep it cool. Now the next step will be, maybe you want to play some solos, you know, something like to this kind of stuff. And we're going to do the first exercises to play solos. If you're a total beginner, one of the main problems is when you want to play solos, your fingers are not doing what they should. In most cases, they make stuff like this. You know, when you press, or and you need to get your fingers learn to stay flat and on the fretboard like this. this case, one finger each touches, I'm here at the 5th fret, 6th, 7th, and the 8th fret, one finger each, like this. Okay? So that you just do like this and not, you know, stuff like this. That's quite a task at the beginning. I've seen quite a lot of students struggle with that. And one exercise which really helps to get your fingers under control is the so-called spider walk or spider leg exercise, where you just put one finger after each other, okay? Then you switch the string. Like a spider, just walking with 4 legs. And just through all strings. And also the problem is that you also are able to attack the right string here with your picking hand, which is for some students quite a task. So that will be the first exercise, just that you play up here. Now the real spider leg or spider walk exercise is even harder than this one, but you can already try this. The point is, but with really slow, like this will be the max speed. Now when you switch to the next string, move only the finger which you need and the rest stays. That's really hard. Not faster than this. You already hear the problem. Don't do it faster than this. That's the max speed which is allowed for you guys. Well, I can also not do it much faster. It's really it stretches your hand and all this stuff here, and it's probably not really nice and not, but it really helps to get this stuff under control. And you do have to do this regular, like over a time frame of a few months. Just do it always as a warm-up. You do spider legs before every practice session. You just do one spider leg thing here to stretch your finger and get your fingers flat. But now let's get to the fun stuff. Now we want to learn a so-called scale, which you can use for soloing. And the most common one is the so-called minor pentatonics. In this case, we have a blues in A. It will be the A minor pentatonics and starts here on the 5th fret. So we have 5. Now we learn the scale. It goes like this: 5, 8 here with the pinky. So again, the rule is one finger on each fret. So you start with the index, and when you go into the 8th fret, some want to do here with the ring finger, but you take the pinky. So it's 5, 8, and when it's 5, 7 on the next string, you take index, ring, D string, 5, 7, G string, 5, 7, B string, 5, 8, E string, 5, 8. Okay, so while you do this exercise, it goes at the same time as you learn to move your fingers on the fretboard. You learn by heart where the root note of this scale is. The root note is here. Here's the root. And here is the root. And here is the root. 3 roots in one position. Here is one, here's one. Learn them by heart while you do the exercise. Now, the next thing you can do now is try to sync this up with a metronome or a backing track. You just play quarter notes. Quarter when you count 1, 2. That will be this. What is the tempo? It's really slow. So 1, 2. You play quarter notes, 1 per beat. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That's already a task. The task is to keep the tempo, to attack the right string with your pick, and just and then the next will be to sync it to the music. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And back. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So you just play the scale up and down, just in one row, in quarter notes. This is already quite hard to do. I mean, of course, it looks simple here, but when you're a complete beginner, your fingers will do everything but stay flat on the fretboard. So that stuff will be what you're dealing with, and you're going to have your problems. Okay, so keep your time on that one. Now let's come to the last little exercise here. Once you're able to do this, you know, and you don't have to think so much about placing your finger on the right spot and not avoiding this, then you can start to do a little solo, and you already learned where the root notes are. And one rule is, well, the basic rule, you play something, you start on the root and you go back to the root. So something like this. And mostly you start on the middle root here, not on the low root. A solo has to be above the music, so you start on the middle or the high ones. You make. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be a little melody. A really simple one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you make one bar. You already learned how long a bar is. Break. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. They play it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. One bar break. 2, 3, 4. Now we make another one. We take the upper root now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 bar break. Then we go back to the other one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break. And now we make something. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. From root to root, and then we've finished. Let's try this with this backing track. It's really simple. And when you do stuff like that, it's always concentrate that you know where you are, where the beat is, where you are in the form. And this is all things which have to be considered, which are not happening on the fretboard. This is additional. So the main thing happens in your mind. So let's do this. Let me quickly check. I wrote, if I was too fast, I made tabs for you guys. Quickly want to check out what I wrote here. Okay. Okay, the last one was not the last one. Will be this one here. For the last 4 bars, it will be like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we end up here. It's really simple, but you need to know where you are. So let's play the whole thing now. 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Final phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the form is finished, and it would start from the beginning. Yo guys, that was Guitar Beginners Lesson 2. Started easy, got hard at the end. The main theme in this lesson is form, and specifically the standard blues form. Everything which comes from the in popular or modern music has its roots in the standard blues form. Why? Because you need to learn to get a feeling how long 4 bars are, how long 2 bars are, how long 1 bar is, and at the beginning you really need to count. That's how it is. You need to learn to count while you play, and I can already tell 99.9% of you guys out there cannot count when they play, so that's the task. Even the chords seem to be easy, but counting and knowing where you are is the main task here. And start it simple with the simple chords, then go to the 2-bar pattern, and then go to the more complex chords with the 2-bar pattern. And the same thing is when you do the solo, you also need to know where you are currently while you're playing inside the form. So as I already said, the main topic here is form, but also to start moving your fingers on the fretboard. It goes at the same moment. I mean, while you learn to move your fingers on the fretboard, that takes some time. You already learn all these musical things which you need to know to play music. And what you learn in blues will help you in basically in all genres, because as I said, the root in learning modern music or modern improvisation is in fact blues and the standard blues form with a 4-bar, 2-bar, 1-bar thing. And this opens up the whole world for you, that you are able to play more complex forms or different forms, you know. But the root is always to learn these blocks of 4, 2, 1 and stuff like that. Good. One more to say. I wrote down everything for you guys. Everything which I was talking about here is written down here and available for you guys in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, plus this cool backing track, which is probably nicer than just to play with a metronome. Is more inspiring. If you don't want to download it, it's 70 BPM. I've used 70 BPM, but with the backing track, it always gives you a way of controlling if you're not lost in the form. If you just play with the metronome, you probably don't notice when you get lost. When you hear that something sounds strange, then you got lost in the form, then you need to restart the whole thing and practice it till you have a feeling for the form, you know. I mean, I counted now for you guys how you have to count, but once you can do it, you don't have to count anymore, because then you feel the whole thing. But it's quite a process to get this into your guts, into your musical guts. Good. If you love my channel, please subscribe. There are more beginners lesson tutorials coming. Or if you missed lesson 1, go back to lesson 1. Tell all your guitar friends who also want to learn guitar about this course here, which I'm offering. It's really for the really beginners, and to give you some guidance in the first time when you learn guitar, which is, from my experience, I've many students, which is quite tough, and I'm just trying to make your life a little bit enjoyable, but still that you learn as much as possible. You know, all these guys who are talking about playing guitar in 2 months or with 3 chords, this is just a sales trick. In fact, learning guitar is the hard way. That's what we're doing here. We are serious about learning, and that's what has to be done if you want to learn music, if you want to learn guitar. Honestly, there are no shortcuts. All these guys who are saying there are shortcuts, it's just a sales tricks. But I'm trying to make your life as enjoyable as possible with this stuff here. Good. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye for today.